Ooh, hey, girl.
Fly. What? Can we go? No.
Go ahead.
No.
Do people tell you look like me? Sing. Go
That's
ahead,
right.
sing it.
Do people tell you you look like me?
all the time?
If you look like that
You're that
blonde.
Kelly girl.
Trisha Yearwood.
Hey.
Welcome to Hackensack Meridian Health Stage 17.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Let's be frank. The album is out today. This is my jam. Are you getting that from people?
It's been
love
really
this.
fun to talk about. You know, I wish I'd done this years ago. Maybe timing is everything, you know, but I have wanted to do this record for 20 years. So I'm glad I finally just did it.
Well, 20 years, that was your last full length.
Feels like it, right?
Is it about 20?
Well, the last album, the full album that was a regular album came out 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why Frank? Why now?
So my mom was born in 1937, so we spent our childhood watching old movies with her, my sister and I loved the music, and I felt like I was born late, all of that, and always loved it. And then when I discovered Linda Ronstadt in high school, then I was like, I want to be Linda Ronstadt.
That was a great album.
That was a great album.
When
And when she did those songs, then it even validated more that how much I love these songs. And I would do some in my live shows, and people would say, you should make an album of those songs. I'm like, I will someday. And I think sometimes when you put something off, it's because somewhere deep inside you're just afraid to do it, because you can't fail at it as long as you never do it, right? And so I got asked to sing at a 100th birthday celebration they did at Grammys, did a tribute to Sinatra. And Don was the musical director, and he and I were talking backstage, and he says, you ever thought about making a record of these songs? I'm like, all the time. So we were at the Frank Sinatra birthday, and we're like, we should just make it around, because everyone recorded these songs, but to really just focus it on Frank gave it a real lane to be in. And so I said, let's do that. And it was a good decision, because, you know, a lot of artists covered these songs, but if Frank recorded it, it was fair game, and nobody did it like Frank, you know, these songs are so conversational. They're so real. He had such a great way of interpreting a song to make you feel like he was living every word, and that's what it's all about.
11 standards. Like, how do you even begin to choose which ones?
100 songs on my list, so I got some more albums to make. But I couldn't narrow them down, and Don was the guy who sat me down like a school teacher and said, okay, write down your top 12 right now. Like, you have to write them down right now. And off the top of your head, and these were the songs that we wrote. And after the original song came in the picture, we lost one of those 12, but those are the songs we cut.
So the 11 standards and the one you co-wrote with the Hubs.
The Hubs, yeah.
For the last time.
The Mister.
How do you approach that, you guys? Like, do you say, my album? Do what I'm saying?
No.
Or do you actually...
Well, yes.
I'm the boss?
Whatever I say, of course, yes. But no, it was written before this album was in the works. So I came home with this title. I mean, I'm married to a guy who's in several Songwriter Hall of Fames, so I don't really come in with new ideas much. I'm like, this is your lane. But I had this title for the first time. I'm in love for the last time, because it feels like us. And I walked in and I said, I got this idea, and I don't know what to do with it. And he just started singing this melody. It sounded like a throwback to another time to me.
Now, what do? You just, like, when you're, go to the bedroom, be like, boom, yes, we got it.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you write the song. You know, when you feel it, you feel it. You got to do it.
Well, I mean, the way he writes is he has this melody, and then he starts throwing out a couple of lines, and it doesn't happen all in one day, in 5 minutes. At least this one didn't. So we just kind of kept going. The way he writes is he'll walk through the house and he'll sing a melody, and I will already, because I don't do things that are hard. If it's easy, I'm in. I can sing all day long, but if you want me to write something, I have to really think and try to be clever, and I just quit, because that's not easy for me. So, but he's the guy who keeps bringing it back and bringing it back. He's the reason this song got finished. And then when we were done, we didn't know where it belonged. It didn't really sound like a country song. Maybe Broadway someday, I don't know, you know. And then when the Sinatra record happened, he was the one who encouraged me to play it for Don, and he said, we have to do it. I need water.
We need water here. Anyone with water?
Just a little water. Thank you so much. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
I like it. I want to talk like this the whole rest of the interview, kind of, right? This is Frank
We can do it.
Sinatra,
If you
right?
want to do it, we can do it.
Okay, let's talk about your approach to Frank.
Okay, well, you know, Frank.
You know,
Frankie.
you were like,
I call him Frankie.
You said, hey, I want to, like...
I said, bada bing, bada boom, I want to make a record.
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
Done. Interview over. Buy it today.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Trisha Yearwood.
I don't know what happened, but it was awesome.
I don't know. I kind of want to just live in that for a moment. I read that you went to great lengths to kind of tap into your inner Frank. Talk to me about the orchestra and the studio and...
I wanted to do it the way he did it. So I wanted to record at Capitol, where he made a lot of his records. I wanted to have a live musicians, and that sounds kind of crazy, but you know, there's so much done electronically now and computer. You don't have to have you can create an orchestra virtually, and it's just not the same, you know. And so we hired a 55-piece orchestra, and when I got there, they said, "We have to sing on Frank's microphone," and you know, I'm like, "Well, okay." And you have to. We have his bar stool here if you want to sit down. There's this, and I'm like, "Why is this not behind glass somewhere?" You know, but they use it. It's a working studio, so that vibe was created, and I would never. I've had so much fun making records over the years, but I don't know if I've ever had that much fun. Really, everybody coming together, and you know, you're looking at the conductor. The song is really breathing. There's a chart. There's 55 players, so you don't want to be the person who doesn't come in at the right spot because you don't want to have to start over because you can't really punch in on a 55-piece session. But
The piccolo gets very upset.
Exactly. It's like, I played it perfectly the first time. Looking at the chart. Why aren't you, Trisha? But it was really just a magical moment with everybody, all these instruments, and you just are kind of breathing with them and figuring out where your place is, and it was amazing.
It's pretty cool. Did you dress up? Like, I feel like if you go in like normal when the orchestra strikes up, you should be in like a red dress and...
I didn't wear like a gown, but I did plan wardrobe. I go in the studio in a ponytail, no makeup. I don't like dress up for the studio. But for this, I'm like, I have to, like Frank would have shown up. Frank, those sessions, he's in a suit and tie, you know, he's dressed. So and even if he's casual, it's a suit and it's a tie and a shirt and a sweater, you know, and a fedora. That's casual. So I just did kind of like a nod to the era. So I had kind of 60s looking clothes. I wore pants. I didn't wear like long dresses, but I did a little scarf here or there, a little, you know,
Audrey Hepburn.
A little bit, yeah.
I love it. Now, the Rainbow Room is where you're performing some of the songs from the Let's Be Frank album tonight.
Yes.
Iconic, so Frank. Is there a chance this becomes like a residency, or you're going to do more shows like that?
I don't know. I mean, I love the Rainbow Room. I've been there one time, and I am so excited to be there tonight. So I think this will turn into something. I mean, we wanted to release this album wide and in a big way, and there's nothing bigger than New York. And if you think about the places Frank played, the Rainbow Room is it's legendary, you know, so it seemed to be the place. I'm hoping this is the first of a bunch of shows we do.
How about we play your favorite song from the album right now? Because when we come back, we're going to put our accents to work again.
Okay, good.
Because we're going to do a little quiz I came up with called Frank Sinatra or Frank the Doorman. Who said it?
Oh, that's going to be tough.
I know.
I'm going to answer only as someone else, so you might not know it's me if I
Pick
make
your
a
favorite,
mistake.
though.
I would love to play "Come Fly with Me." I don't have a favorite. I love all these songs so much, but this song, when you sing this song, you don't have to think about smiling. It's just the most fun song to sing, and I'm really looking forward to singing it tonight. So let's play that one.
Trisha Yearwood with Kelly Ford in the morning on Nash FM 94.7. Come Fly With Me from Let's Be Frank.
Yeah.
Come fly with me. Pretend it's playing. Oh, my
Kelly.
God, she's so good.
So let me ask you some questions.
Yeah, ask me some questions,
So,
because I also want to do like podcast. Is somebody running to
Do
the
you ever
printer?
go out and pretend you are me? Just a question. Just curious. You ever tell anybody
do.
you're
I'm
Trisha Yearwood and get like...
Garth is not nice. He's not a nice person. I'm like, I'm Trish. Whatever.
Then they know. Then they know you're not.
Then they
you're
know
not-
I'm
Then they know
lying.
you're not me.
Now that I know you love old movies, we're kind of the same person.
We kind of are.
I'm just saying, except I can't sing. But I used to lay in bed with my Granny Mary, and we watched Abbott and Costello and Shirley Temple, and I love old movies. So let's talk favorite stars of old, because I think if you're that versed, we may not have the most common ones.
Well, Susan Hayward.
Oh yeah, Irene Dunn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my favorite
Lana
wife.
Turner.
Oh my God.
In Madam X. Lana Turner, Madam X. If you've seen that movie, if you haven't, go home and watch it tonight.
No. I'm a more comedy, screwball comedy.
Right.
Actually, my favorite screwball comedy is Catherine
Grant
Hepburn
and Cary Grant.
Bring it on, baby!
Jimmy Stewart's in that movie. It's a great movie.
Stop
It's
it.
a great movie.
We need to do. That's what we should do.
Desk Set with Hepburn and Tracy. Have you seen that?
No, I saw the.
I gotta make you a
Pat and
list.
Pat and Mike movies.
Yeah.
All right.
Same situation. But it's called Desk Set.
You should do a celebrity hosting stint on TMZ. TMZ.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, on AMC or the Turner Movie Classic Channel.
Yeah, TMC. You were close.
I was close. It was like so. Let's also talk about. Well, we've got the podcast going here. This is our secondary. Let's talk about March 12th, 20th anniversary of your Grand Ole Opry induction. What are you going to do for that?
I was inducted by Porter Wagner, who was my biggest fan. He was my biggest cheerleader at the Opry. I think he's the reason I was asked to be a member. And when I would play the Opry, he would always, when you go to the Opry, you play one song and then you play another song, like a classic and a current. And then you're done, and then you go across the street to Cracker Barrel and eat, and then you come back and do a second show and you do 2 more songs. So it's quick, and so you usually change it up a little bit. But he loved "She's in Love with the Boy," and if I didn't sing it on the show, he would come out on stage and say, "Sing the one that brung you." And I'm like, "All right, I got it." So I will have to do that. I always do that for Porter, so I will definitely do that. And I don't know how many songs you get to sing on your 20th anniversary. So I'm going to find out, and we're going to make it a big celebration.
Go doing the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
I got to guest announce on the Opry once, and Whisper and Bill Anderson, I was so nervous. And Whisper and Bill Anderson said to me, "You nervous?" I go, "Yes, I'm terrified." He goes, "Good. This is a big deal." It's like, "Oh, good."
He's great. I will tell you, the night that I got inducted, my parents who were since passed, were there. My sister was there with her family. It was a really big night for us. And my mom had gone to Nashville on her high school senior trip in 1955. Before the Grand Ole Opry was on television, and she had a little diary, and she had it signed by some people, Hank Snow and Jumpin' Bill Carlisle. Beth, help me out if my sister's here. And Carlisle was there, and she went in and had him sign her diary again. And so it was a real moment for our whole family. My dad was a huge country music fan, so he loved Porter. So it was a big deal for all of us. So it really does mean a lot.
You talked about Beth. Beth does the cooking show.
Yeah, Beth, my sister, she's here.
She makes you chop everything, right? She's like, "Chop that, Beth."
I totally do.
Yeah.
I throw Beth under the bus every single episode.
Oh, I love your cookbooks. I'm the pickle recipe. The
Quick pickles?
Yep. The best. I also want to talk about our shared love of 2 charities. Number 1, Habitat for Humanity.
Love Habitat.
You guys. And what I love about you and Garth on your support of Habitat is you don't really flaunt it. You quietly do your thing with them every year.
We were asked to go about 10 builds ago. I'm not sure how many years ago it's been. It was 2 years after Katrina, to New Orleans to build, and even 2 years after Katrina, it was just devastated. We went to one of the hardest hit districts, and we were really there to shine a light on Habitat, do some interviews, take a couple of photos, and we were going to be gone. We were supposed to be there for 2 hours. And they're like, "And what can we get you swinging a hammer?" Well, what they don't know about me is I'm the little boy my dad never had. I was daddy's little helper. My mom would let me take the knobs off the kitchen cabinets and put them back on. I mean, it was just crazy. So when I got that hammer and I started like building the wall, I'm like, I'm here. I'm framing this wall. I learned how to frame. I learned how to hang siding. And since then, in these 10 years, I've learned to do a ton of different things. And we really love to build. And so when you leave that, and we stayed, we were there all day. The thing is, and then we were hooked. You can give to a charity all day long, which is great. There's all sorts of ways to give, and it's wonderful. And we do that too. We sign T-shirts that are auctioned off. You donate money, whatever. But to get your hands dirty and to work alongside somebody who's going to live in that house, there's just nothing like it. And we have just been in it. It's a really great organization.
That's why I love that too. The people who are living in the house, they're earning their sweat equity
Exactly.
toward their next home.
Exactly. And, Habitat has the lowest loan default rate of anybody in the world, because they really do, because people invest in their own home as far as putting that work in. They take pride in the fact that they helped build that house, and they take care of their house, and it means something to them. They earn it.
You see that in those neighborhoods too.
Yeah, they say it's a hand up, not a handout. And it's true. It's really wonderful.
The other thing that we just did together in Nashville back in November, of a cause that's super dear to my heart, is Play Like a Girl, basically empowering girls through movement and exercise and through leadership and knowing their bodies. And the stat is something like 75%, maybe even more. I'm just going to make up a number. 95%
It's at
of
least
female
that.
CEOs all played organized sports.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be like a big light bulb right over our heads that we need to get girls especially involved in sports. And for our girls, I mean, I'm the bonus mom of 3 daughters. Our girls all played organized sports, and our thing, and they really didn't have a choice. I mean, they were lucky that they liked it and they were good athletes, but our thing was, you need to be a part of a group. You need to learn how to be a part of a team. You need to move, and it gives you a group, a clique. It gives you a group of people to belong to. It teaches you life skills, not just all the skills in sports can be applied to life. So I think it's so important.
I know sometimes when I'm making analogies at work, I'll do sports analogies like I know them. I'll be like, I made some base hits, no home runs. You guys are looking at me like, you don't, I want to, so that counts.
Yeah, Garth knows everything about every sport, and so he will always help me if I say something wrong, and because I'll ask a lot of questions. I've watched football my whole life, and I love football, but I can't tell you like what position what person does. I know what the center does. I know what the quarterback does, but I don't understand. Like, I don't know what the tight end does other than having one. I don't know.
I feel like I know that, and I don't know sports.
I know what a running back does, but he's always really helpful to like tell me when I'm saying something wrong.
All right, this is the last thing before we let you go. Thank you, Katie Neal. I'm just decided yesterday I'm going to do this thing for Christmas and Halloween. You're my first person to do this. Where I'm going to get celebrities to say one word for Halloween, one word for Christmas, and then I'm going to write a story around the collection of words. So to be like, Ebenezer Scrooge ate figgy pudding. So I want you to say your name, one Halloween word, and one Christmas word.
Am I going to have to explain my words to you?
That'd be great.
Okay, my name is Trisha Yearwood. My Halloween word is Elphaba.
Oh.
And my Christmas word is
It's tough because you want to do something creative.
I know.
Maybe
My
like
Christmas word is green punch.
green punch.
Yep.
I love it.
Okay, so Elphaba, I have been her for Halloween a couple of times because I like to paint my face green. And wear a wig and be a different person. That's a different story, a different interview.
I actually saw
different
your Halloween
conversation.
special this year. So fun.
So I love Halloween, so that's why Elphaba. And then we make this green punch for Christmas that is kind of tart and sweet at the same time, and it's kind of our thing in our family.
Is it an adult beverage?
It can be if you add vodka.
Okay.
And it is very good with vodka, I heard.
Trisha Yearwood, Let's Be Frank. The album is out. You need to purchase it. You seem to really, you've convinced me. You love old movies. You love the standards. The album is amazing. But I want to know how well you know Frank. So we're going to play a little pop quiz I made up. Who said it? Frank Sinatra or Frank the Doorman? Okay, you can do
All
it
right.
in the accent.
Okay, whichever accent I say it in is who I think it is.
The best revenge is a massive bank account. Frank Sinatra or Frank the Doorman?
Frank Sinatra.
Ooh, that was a trick on my part.
The doorman would never say that.
Well,
Did a doorman say that?
I changed a Frank Sinatra quote. The best revenge is massive success. So the doorman's fake, Trisha, anyway.
Well, so the quote is fake, too. I'd like to challenge the question.
All right. Somebody is competitive, and I like it. All right, question number 2. Who said it? Alcohol may be man's worst enemy, she's already going, but the Bible says, love your enemy.
That's definitely Frank. I know that one.
Bless. All right, Frank Sinatra or Frank the Doorman? Traffic signals in New York are just rough guidelines.
I think that's Trisha Yearwood.
In every city.
Is that Frank the doorman?
It is.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding.
All right. What you put into this town is what you're going to get out of it. Frank Sinatra or Frank the Doorman?
That's Frank Sinatra.
It's not.
It's not?
No, I literally asked our boss, I go, what would you say to a new kid that moved into New York? And he said that. I was like,
Has he ever opened a door for anybody?
I think he
your
does.
Boss?
He's very
It's like,
polite, very
I'm gonna
muscular.
bring a quiz to you next time, Kelly Ford. We're gonna have a redo.
Last
If
one.
I could cuss right now, I would. Go ahead.
I think I already did. Last one. Cock your hat. Angles or attitudes.
Angles or attitudes, Frank Sinatra. I do know that one.
I knew you'd know that one because the cover of your album, you got.
I did. I did it.
I love you.
I love you.
Bring it.
I love you. I love you so
No,
much.
bring it.
You're my favorite
You
broad.
talking to me? I don't know. She's talking to me.
You're talking to me. Now we're De Niro. I don't know what happened.
Trisha Yearwood, let's be frank. Get it. Love you. Come back anytime. I think we got a kind of a thing here.
I think we do.
We could fill in and know. Yeah, they would not know.
I
They'd
got
be
some
like,
gigs for you to do, but not the Rainbow Room. I love you.
but not that. Trisha Yearwood with Kelly Ford in the morning on Nash FM 94.7.
Thank you.